Hey guys, this is Chris. This is just going to be a quick update for all of you that backed the first campaign and are going to be rejoining us on the second campaign, or campaign 2.0 relaunch, which is going to be next week. So far we are scheduling this probably to be between Tuesday and Wednesday next week, Eastern Standard Time, in the morning, probably somewhere around 8 to 10 a.m. EST, or Eastern Standard Time, United States time. So the whole plan with the relaunch, I'm sure all of you are aware. I did get a lot of messages from everyone, direct on Kickstarter or directly on email. I did get a lot of emails, probably 70, 80 people probably chimed in, sent an email, said they would love to back the second campaign, said they'd love to support it, keep on fighting to bring this product to market, which we're definitely doing. We're stoked about it. We want to see it happen. That's why we are relaunching it with a different funding goal, kind of retooled strategy following on the back of it as well. So unfortunately I haven't had a chance to respond back to each and every one of your emails, but this is what this video is for. So as most of you know, the first campaign didn't reach the funding goal that we were seeking. We still had about a week left, but we decided to just pull the plug on that one, retool it, re-strategize, and launch again. So that's what the whole plan is for the new campaign, if some of you are confused. But basically, instead of having 4 styles, we're going to relaunch with only 2 styles. It was the top 2, which was Aloha, which was the low top, and then A-line gum. Those were by far the 2 most popular styles that were selected by our surveys that you guys submitted to us. And the next goal that we're going to do, or the next update that we're going to do, is the last. So this is the last. This is just a green hard form. But this is they come in different colors as well. You can see this one is a yellow one. This is another last I developed for another company, another brand, a whole entirely different type of shoe. But basically the last provides the volume and the structure and the internal fit and precision for the actual shoe itself. It's supposed to replicate the human foot. It has basic dimensions that have the human foot size and shape, with some different kind of non-anatomical features, like the cone here, which is basically for putting on and off the foot and also getting it into the lasting machine. So this one has a W on the side, if you can see that. So this is the new wide last. We had this specially developed with our development team and our factory, and this is the original. So this just has the 42 on it. The 42 stands for 42 centimeters, which is the European size, which translates to a US size 9 and a size 9 men's, and a US size 7 women's, which is standard or most common sample size. Now what you can see, what happened with the updates is on the width of the shoe, we updated the width here, and that on the lateral or outside, and on the medial or interior side, the width has also been updated right here versus this one, which is a lot thinner. And also it slightly adjusted on the width portion. But the main thing that happened was the girth around the foot, which is if we take a tape measure and we measure the girth around just the front portion, that is what has gotten the major revamp, is the girth. We probably added a centimeter or 2 to the girth, so that brings us to a size E. This is the standard Brannick device that I have here that we're using the measurement on. This is a universal device. But it's definitely standard for the United States, and this is industry standard. This is the most most precise fit that you're going to get. So if we put that on there and we just slide this piece here, that shows you the width. And what we're sitting at now is just around a size 9 E. So an E is a wide shoe. So an E or a triple E goes all the way to the side, and an A is all the way on the inside. So an A is a super narrow, or double A, or triple A is the most narrow, and the triple E is the most wide. So there were some folks that were requesting that we make it even wider, that we widen it up even more. Unfortunately, we don't want to do that because we don't want to turn off the people that are just normal size people, normal size feet. But we do want to take care of everyone and make it wide. We're going to be one of the only brands in the market to have a wide size fit and a wide size last, because this is a major complaint that we've received from a lot of you on Kickstarter and elsewhere, is that a lot of mountain bike shoes don't come in wide. And then when they have the molded toe cap on the end, that just makes it even worse, because you're not going to have enough volume space in there. So for normal size people, normal size feet, the extra space is just going to be a little bit of extra room or airspace in there. You're not really going to notice it much, especially if you lace it up tightly. And for the wider feet folks, it's going to be definitely a benefit for you. So we're happy to bring that to you. We're happy to make you guys happy. As far as the updates for the shoe itself, we are going to do the two, like I mentioned, the two major styles is what we're going to start with on the 15K funding goal. So it's going to be Aloha and then A-line gum. Stretch goals, we're going to offer the larger sizes. So that's going to be men's size 13, 14, 15. That's a 25K goal. 30K goal, we're going to hit Ninja. So this is the overfunding goal. So that means that we overfund or we reach above minimum funding level. So if we overfund and hit these overfunded levels, that's when we can release this new style. Now, a lot of you guys might be saying, hey, why don't you just release, you know, the all black version? Why do we have to raise more money to release that one? That's because the factory has minimums, or they call it minimum order quantity. And we have to hit the factory's minimums to basically make it worth their time and effort and money and all their expenses to basically produce that colorway. Because that one colorway, we have to order all the different materials just for that, like the thermo welded eye stay, the synthetic upper, which is a PU synthetic, the PU synthetic heel, like, you know, the molded toe cap, laces, all these parts, they have to be dyed, stained, colored. They all, I mean, they for the most part, they come from the same suppliers or the same vendors, but sometimes if it's a specialty item or it's a different colorway, then it has to be ordered from a completely different supplier. So you have to think about that when we order this. Like, these are all parts that we have to order, and with the factory we have to make it worth their time. That's why they have minimums, and we want to make sure that we make them happy, because if we, you know, nickel and dime them and shortchange them, they're just gonna not feel motivated to make the best shoe possible, and then the products are gonna come out lackluster, or they're gonna have tons of QC or quality control issues, like, that just end up in a bad product. So 30K is the Ninja, 40K is the Galaxy, 50K is the Beast Mode, 60K is the Moto, 70K is the standard A-line, the blue version. So my recommendation would be that some of you that like the A-line or the Moto or the Beast Mode and say, hey, I'm not willing to change my decision. I am set on that. I'm super stubborn. I only want that color. That's the reason I'm back in this campaign. I could care less for all the other ones. So what my recommendation is to back on the first day when we go live next week, which is going to be on Tuesday or Wednesday, and back on the first day and secure that super early bird reward. Because what we're doing is we are dropping the price of the super early birds. On the last campaign, it was $104. Now we're dropping the price to $89 for the super early bird. Shipping and handling, VAT, taxes, we're still trying to sort through that, but just know that the super early bird price as it stands now is going to be $89, and that's a steal. You know, these are going to retail anywhere between $150 to $160 MSRP. So $89 is a steal. That's basically saying thanks to you for helping us launch this product line. I mean, we're not going to be able to do it without you guys. There's no investors, no board, no venture capitalists, no private equity, no outside rich uncle, nothing like that. So this is all bootstrapped. It's self-funded. We're a very small team, and we are relying on these pre-orders or this rewards-based crowdfunding system that all of you are going to chime in and help us do this micro investment and help us bring this thing to life, because otherwise we're not going to have the startup capital or the money to pay for all the tooling, the materials, factory minimums. All these things are involved with bringing something like this to life. So as a sign of thanks, I'm giving you the super early bird price of $89. Say if you like a style that's not offered in the base offer, and say you like the A-line or the Moto, we're going to have to hit 70K or 60K respectively to bring those to market. So say we don't hit the 60K, or say you want A-line. Let's use that as an example. That's the last one. If we hit 60K, we unlock the Moto, so we unlock all the six colorways above this one. But if we don't hit 70K for the A-line, then we're not going to be able to bring that one to market, unfortunately. So what my suggestion would be is, back on the first day, get in there in the first few hours, be a part of the initial crew of super early bird backers, because we're going to have it super limited to around 100. And once that 100 is gone, they're going to be gone for good. I mean, we're going to have an early bird reward tier, but that's going to be $10 or $15 additional on top of the super early bird. So the super early bird reward is about 40 to 50% off, and that's going to be the best deal that we offer, bar none. So I would suggest submitting your pledge for that one, and then if the campaign, it's going to be a 40-day campaign. So if we end up getting to day 39 and it's looking like we're not going to hit the 70K to release the A-line, and you want the A-line, then what you can do is you can just cancel your pledge. And what that does, the way Kickstarter works, is the Kickstarter doesn't charge your card until after the campaign is over. So if you cancel your pledge, your card's not going to be charged, nothing like that. But my suggestion, just to be safe, or on the safe side, is back as soon as you can, back on day one, back within the first few hours, hopefully. And the sooner that we hit that 15K funding goal, the sooner that we can open up our advertising partners. And our advertising partners are basically going to lend us additional money to help us spread advertising on social media, such as Facebook, Google, YouTube, etc. And with all those additional eyeballs that we get on the campaign page, what we're hoping to do is we are hoping to boost a lot more of the sales, and then we're hoping to hit all of these goals here and get all of these styles produced, and that's going to be a win-win for everybody involved. So please, if you are really interested in this shoe and you're stoked as I am and as we are, as our team is, get in there and support us as much as you can. One final update that I will make. So we have the wider last, we have the new colorway launch strategy. One final update that I will make is, and this is probably not going to be that visible on the screen here, but we're going to include this in the actual email update. So one final update is on the outsole. So the outsole, the original one was this is just the Hero Rubber version that we sampled from the factory, and this is a assembled version with the midsole attached, which is the foam EVA midsole. It's compression molded, and the rubber outsole is press molded in a waffle iron press with a TPU toe cap that's basically bonded in post-process, and they're all just bonded together. So that's a completed sole unit right there. And so basically there was a gentleman on YouTube, I don't think I got his name because he probably commented under a pseudonym or a username, but basically he mentioned that, and I believe that he backed the campaign. So if you're listening to this, thanks for the feedback, and we listen to you. We're bringing that in on this update here. So he mentioned that the dotty pattern he didn't like because there was another mountain bike shoe brand on the marketplace that offers a similar dotty or coin grip tread pattern like this. And he mentioned that the spacing between the dots where the pedal pins interface, he mentioned that sometimes it rattles around and it jiggles around on I'm assuming that it's on the more rock sections or maybe like a steep drop where you're really, going over some chunky stuff, some really gnarly, chunky stuff, That is, even though we're having a superior rubber, which is much better than anything else that's on the marketplace today, currently, I can assure you, and we're going to have more backup science studies, hopefully white papers that we release on top of that to prove this. But this is the only rubber that gets stickier when it's wet, so it provides even more grip on more gnarly conditions, more hairy kind of situations that Mother Nature could throw at you: mud, dirt, snow if you're riding in the wintertime, just sandy stuff. But any kind of like Whistler mountain bike park conditions that's more of like a temperate forest or tropical rainforest climate, we're going to have your back, or the rubber is going to have your back. So turns you into a hero. That's the whole idea. So the thing is, even though the rubber is better, he didn't like the tread pattern because he said that it jiggles around or it rattles around too much. All right, we got you. What we're going to do is we updated that. So we are going to get rid of these gap spaces, and I'll show you how we're going to do that. So how we're going to do that is on the actual side where so right underneath the forefoot that contacts the pedal pins, that's going to be more concentrated. It's going to be like a waffle iron. Now, and then on the fore and aft section, so the front of the foot and then the heel of the foot, it's going to open up and it's going to be more of the standard gap like we had before. The only difference is we're changing it from a dot to a diamond. So it's going to be more concentrated underneath the pedal and less concentrated in the heel of the foot and the forefoot. So that's going to do is going to provide better hiking traction, better hike-a-bike traction in steep terrain or slippery stuff, like whether you're hiking over leaves on Seattle type conditions, Pacific Northwest, where it's super slippery, or Whistler, Canada, super slippery, stumps, logs, rocks, like you name it, mud, like anything. that's better for that. It's better for just, you know, just gripping, having that really aggressive tread pattern. And then it's going to have more of a concentrated pattern near the pedal section, which is better for the keeping that grip or keeping the contact with the pedal pins. So those are just a basic run over or overview of the updates. And we really appreciate you guys backing this campaign once again. Stay tuned for other updates to follow after this. We're going to include all of this in the email as well. So we're going to have more information that's basically calling out what we're covering here in this video. But, you know, from the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of our heart at this company, we really appreciate you guys backing this campaign, helping us launch the mountain bike shoe redefined. Thanks a lot. Let's do this. I'm really stoked to see this happen. Let's do this, guys. Let's make it happen. Thanks a lot.